world has never dreamed. D. Hawk, founder of Visa. Forward. As a business reporter and self-help writer, I have been researching and writing about the network marketing industry for 8 years. During this time, I've had the privilege of interviewing some of the top leaders in the industry and listening as they reveal their hardest-won and most closely held success secrets. Yet I've never found a richer load of hard-edged, practical information on network marketing than I did between the pages of Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark and Renee Yarnell. I learned more from reading this book than I have during all the years that I've spent exhaustively researching the MLM industry. Of course, I am hardly surprised by the book's high quality. From the first time I ever spoke with Mark Yarnell, I knew that he was a master communicator. Many of the heaviest hitters in network marketing become surprisingly inarticulate when you try to get them to explain the nuts and bolts behind their success, delivered with humor and drama and honed with a keen and subtle intelligence. The stories and insights that Mark imparted to me through many fascinating interviews played a big part in making my book, Wave 3, the success that it eventually became. It is clear from reading Your First Year in Network Marketing that Renee Yarnell is cut from the same cloth as her remarkable and talented husband. Together, they make an unbeatable team. These two have been through the wars together. In Your First Year in Network Marketing, they write with brutal candor of the bad times as well as the good, imparting to readers an unusually balanced picture of what it really means to work an MLM business and what it really takes to succeed. You won't find any loose talk in this book about getting rich quick. The Yarnells made their millions the hard way. Their formula for success is severe and merciless. It demands strenuous work and superhuman persistence. But for those who stick it out, it offers the realistic hope of genuine financial freedom. This is a book that every first-time networker needs to read. It shows you exactly where the pitfalls lie and how to avoid them, and it does so in language that anyone can understand, reinforcing each point with inspiring real-life anecdotes. For those networkers who take their business seriously, Your First Year in Network Marketing is, quite simply, indispensable. Richard Poe, author of Wave 3 and The Wave 3 Way to Building Your Downline. Introduction. According to Webster's Dictionary, to survive means to remain alive or in existence, particularly to live on after the death of others. The fascinating thing about network marketing is that, in many instances, survival, i.e. staying in existence after others leave the business, is precisely what leads to dramatic wealth. Attrition is a considerable factor in our business. Yet we have rarely met anyone who has worked steadily in network marketing who doesn't eventually achieve success. And those rare individuals who do not succeed are usually their own worst enemies, constantly reinventing the wheel and complicating the simplest path to prosperity in the history of capitalism. Of course, priorities vary as widely as do people. While some choose network marketing as a means to an end, wealth, others simply enjoy it for its own merits. These folks join multi-level marketing to build their confidence, widen their circle of friends, and feel more productive. And in spite of the fact that they'll never earn huge incomes, you couldn't pry them away from this business with a crowbar. That kind of money was never really their goal, and you'll read many of their stories in this book. In fact, were we to double the number of stories of success, we still couldn't possibly elaborate on all the remarkable benefits to be derived by those who have chosen to participate in this wondrous industry. In network marketing, you persevere or you perish. Quitting is the one sure way to fail. Surviving the first year establishes a new distributor with a good basis for success. Our analysis shows that an estimated 95% of those who survive 10 years in network marketing become wealthy beyond their wildest expectations. These survivors have achieved either staggering financial rewards and/or total time freedom, that is, having all the free time to do the things that really matter to you with the people you love most. At this particular time in history, when traditional business offers so little security, network distribution is literally the last bastion of free enterprise. It's a system in which common people can invest a small sum and, through sheer tenacity and determination, rise to staggering levels of financial reward and personal freedom. It's a field devoid of the pitfalls of traditional business: payroll, employee benefit costs, advertising, overhead, bookkeeping, and accounts receivable. Network marketing has an entirely different set of entrapments of its own. But once understood, these problems are easily overcome. We believe success is critically dependent on awareness from the very beginning of what these hazards are and how to overcome them. This book. The network marketing industry traces its roots to the 1940s, when Nutrilite Products Incorporated launched the sale of food supplement products, and 10 years later, Amway introduced the sale of household products. Over the past 50 years, the industry has matured into a legitimate and efficient channel of distribution, ideally suited for the next wave about to break in the world of business. All we can say is thanks to Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel for having the vision to pioneer this industry. Network marketing annual sales are nearing $20 billion in the United States alone, being moved by an estimated 8 million people. Worldwide, more than $100 billion of a broad spectrum of products and services are being sold by an estimated 30 million independent network marketers. And keep in mind that we are still a very young industry with an expansive, promising future. Several studies have predicted that a third of all goods and services will be moved via network marketing in Western nations shortly after the turn of the century, and this could be as high as 50% in developing nations by the year 2110. Historically, the industry has been product-driven, selling from the traditional categories of personal care, vitamin/nutritional supplementation, home and family care, leisure, and educational products. Starting in the 1980s, services became a growing component, particularly in the deregulated telecommunications industry. Other services have included credit cards, financial services, insurance, prepaid legal services, travel, self-development, and motivational programming. With the forthcoming deregulation of the public utilities industries between 1998 and 2002, network marketing companies are positioning themselves to enter this market as well. The evolving maturity of our industry is clearly demonstrated by the 20 network marketing companies now traded publicly on NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, and many others are preparing to go public. In order to file an initial public offering, IPO, companies must establish standardized accounting procedures and be open to Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, scrutiny and control. Therefore, those companies that do go public must establish and maintain high standards of business practices, which elevates the character of the entire network marketing community. Investors' response to the publicly traded network marketing companies has been outstanding. Upline Magazine, an industry trade publication, maintains an Upline
You bring up your love for the Lord. Can you, I know this is personal, you haven't shared much about this publicly, but can you share a little about your faith journey?
Sure. That was the hardest chapter in the book to write. I told you this because I didn't want to offend anybody or put anyone off who has a different faith, because I admire and respect people of all faiths, and I don't like when I believe religion becomes judgmental, or hey, I know something you don't know, or I'm right and you're wrong. We're talking about faith here, right? Yeah. So it's something that I really can't stand. And I, by the way, I'm a Christian. I also think sometimes I have this feeling that sometimes organized religion, our friend Irwin likes to say, organized religion sometimes gets in the way between people and Jesus. So there have all these thoughts about that stuff, but for me, there's one conclusion that you know, although my earthly father was an incredible man and, you know, turned things around, my heavenly father was always present. And when I went back and looked through my life as I got a little bit older, there was one presence with me all the time that truly got me through all those times. And even though I may not have known he was there, he knew I was there, and he was there all the time. And my faith gives me, I mean, such tremendous comfort and peace. I always say I want more peace in my life, and what I really mean by that is I want more time to have my relationship with God. I have a relationship with God, though, which means that it ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's better than others. I actually think questioning and asking questions about your faith is healthy because it helps you dig deeper and find more answers. But my faith has been the center part of my life. I can only conclude that there's an incredible, powerful, and loving God that's helped me reach all these conclusions and given me this journey. And if I really step back, there's just no way any of the stuff that's happened I could have done on my own. And the funny thing about writing a book about how to be more happy and successful, it's a little bit of a weird feeling because although I'm giving you all the keys that I know in the book, like, all right, I'm 51, what do I know? Here's like 19 one mores, and I go deep, as you know, on the mind and habits and time management and equanimity and
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Come on! Give some love to the virtual audience, too. Let the virtual audience hear you. Look at that. Yeah! Let's go. Let's go. All right, listen, I don't want to mess around. I want to get our freaking guest, our main person who everything today is around. So take a seat. Hey, I want you to know I'm so grateful. We're trying to figure out all the seats. You saw we were rolling seats in here. Every office seat, every seat in the room we were rolling. Super grateful for you guys to be here. We have 400 people live. We have 50,000 people from across the world watching virtually today. Virtual, I need you to understand something. Every speaker and every person in this audience can see 6 to 7 to 8 screens with your faces on there. Turn your cameras on, engage, and bring the energy like this room is bringing the energy today. They see all of the comments here too, virtually. So excited to be here. Listen, here's the reason why I'm the MC. In February, I heard Ed Milet speak on a stage. And there were 3 people back in the green room that were 2 were sitting by me. What I would want you to know about these 3 people is you had me, they were freaking in tears. They were in tears. It was the first time that I had ever met Ed Milet in person. First time I'd ever met him in person. And so I felt prompted to send him a text message, and I sent him a video, and I said, Ed, 20 years ago I heard a guy on a stage that changed my dad and I's relationship when I heard him on the stage. And since that day, I've not heard a keynote as powerful as that. That talk you delivered is the most powerful talk that I've heard in 20 years.
Yeah, I figured.
And that talk was all around this book right here. This book. Everybody in this room, you got this book? Everybody who's got this book in this room, hold it up in the air. Hold it up in the air. Hey, this book right here is going to change the world. It's going to change the world. And today I'm so grateful because this whole theme, although it's Max Out Live, this whole theme of today is the power of one more. That talk I heard in February, all of you are going to get to hear that today to kickstart this thing. Who's excited to hear Ed Milet kick it off today? And then here's the format. It's about making a freaking decision in your life. And so there's 3 decisions that are going to be made today. We've got speakers in the domain of your health. 3 speakers are going to be talking about the power of one more in your health. And you've got to make a decision today. My call to action for you is what is that one decision you're going to make around your health leaving this place? And then we've got a couple of speakers talking about the power of one more in your relationships. And we're asking you to make one decision of that next action that you're going to take about the power of one more in your relationships. And then last, we got some powerhouses all day long, but we got some folks going to close it out with the power of one more in your wealth and your money. And we're going to ask you to make 3 simple decisions. What's that one action you're going to do with your money? What's that one action you're going to do in your relationships, or maybe a certain relationship? There's a relationship that Ed found out about yesterday that he took action on a relationship yesterday that you're about to hear about. He took the power of one and applied it yesterday, and I cannot wait to tell you about that when he's done talking today. He took an action in a relationship that he wanted to go deeper. And then the power of one more in your health. Those are the 3 domains of what the whole day is all about. It's all about this book. It's all about this book. There's 3 audiences here with us right now. There's this audience in the room that I'm so grateful because you bought a lot of these books.
Yeah, baby!
Please don't let them sit in the box. Freaking hand them out. Give them to people. They will change people's lives. They will change people's lives. There are people that you can see on the Zoom screens, tens of thousands of people that you can see their faces. They've bought at least one book. One book. And then you got a third audience that Ed didn't want anybody to not be able to miss this first session. You've got people right now on YouTube, tens of thousands of people that haven't bought in a book at all. And so my encouragement today, and I'll talk more about it, if you have not gotten a book, or if you've not gotten a book for a friend, or if you've not gotten a book for your team, all day long, maxoutupgrade.com. Maxoutupgrade.com. And for those of you that are watching this first session, that are watching it free because Ed wanted that to be his gift to you, make sure you go to maxoutupgrade.com to get one book. One book allows you to stay for the rest of the day. Do you think these guys are going to want to stay for the rest of the day online? One more book, yeah, I appreciate that. Or 1,000 books for the people in the room. We're going to share some stuff too today because, like I said, Ed made a decision yesterday about the power of one more in a relationship that he wanted to step into. And so I'm honored to be leading this charge. I've gotten to know Ed so well since that day in February, and he's become a dear friend, a close friend. I've gotten to see his heart for people. I've gotten to see the way that he cares for people. His friends are here supporting him today and wanting to make this the most magical day. So all day long, bring the energy in this room and bring the energy online. Cool? Let's do that. And so, listen, I don't want to take a long time here because he's going to kick us off. And we're going to keep moving fast paced. Hey, in person, we're going to have like a quick breaks today. Like, be with us. Just stay with us. We're going to have quick breaks today and let you do a little bit of networking, let you do a little bit of connecting. But we want to keep the pace fast all day long and help you make those 3 core decisions: your relationships, your health, and your wealth. Guys, you know him. He's one of the most powerful creators on the planet, one of the biggest influencers on the planet, a man who loves his wife, he loves his kids, he loves his community, he loves God, and he loves making an impact in the lives of people. I want you guys to make so much freaking noise as I bring to the stage my good friend, Mr. Ed Milet. Give it up for Ed!
You're competing to be the best in the world. Not the best in the desert, not the best in your town, the best in the world.
It's sitting right in front of you. You knew it when you came in here. What have you been hesitating on? What are you afraid of? Face it.
The real winners are still and always will be the people who see obstacles as an opportunity to get better.
No matter what, I don't care how amazing your life is or how low it gets. Your inner wisdom is always with you. always.
When you leave, what you fighting for? What's your legacy? What you gonna do? You say you a champ, but do you practice like a champ? You say you a champ, do you fight like a champ?
When they have to write books that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, I think that's like the beginning, right?
Yeah. No entrepreneur is like, man, I want to get up at 4 every day and work till 9 and live the rest of my life running the company like that. Like, it's not sustainable, it's not fun, and it's not worth it.
Confidence shows up for each of us when we can finally say, I know exactly who I am, and frankly, I like it.
We don't do things logically all the time. We do things what? Emotionally, right? Because we're not logical, we're biological.
You showed me that it's actually a spiritual battle. That so often, the mind doesn't need fixing, it's the soul that needs healing.
You are divinely blessed and infinitely capable. And there is no fate, no circumstance, no situation that can hinder the unstoppable power of your human soul.
The only reason you think about money is because there's not enough flowing into your life. Because when money flows into your life, you get to be your best you.
My heart's just overflowing. Thank you so much to all of you that are here for supporting me. This place is packed. I've never felt energy in my life like we have in this room right now. And so thank you. Thank you so much. And for the 50,000 plus, probably end up being about 100,000 plus worldwide, by the way. We got people all over the world online. We love you. You're part of our family. And stay with us all day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Let's give them a round of applause. So thrilled. And this guy that's hosting the day, how about this lineup of speakers? You ever seen anything like this in your life? Yeah. So if you haven't got a book yet, just get a book so you can spend the rest of the day with us, please. Just go over to Max Out Upgrade, get a book. But this guy that's hosting the day, Vargas here, Pete, this is not your normal MC. This is a very, very wealthy man, most connected guy in personal development and business in the world. His brain is bigger than mine and about 11 more of me combined for all this stuff works. So you're going to get nuggets all day long from Pete that you cannot believe, in addition to the speakers. So I am fired up. I've never been more excited in my life. So let's start out the day, though. The premise of the book, and really the event is not about the book. Isn't that ironic? Okay? And it's not about me, and it's not about these speakers. This event's about you and your beautiful families and your life and your soul, the success you're going to have, the difference you're going to make in your life. That's why I wrote the book. And I wrote the book, as most of you know, but when my father passed away, who was my hero, and you're going to hear a lot about that today, especially right now. And so this day is about you. And the premise of the book is, I believe human beings can change. And the reason I believe human beings can change is because I watched my hero do it. My dad was an alcoholic and used drugs first 15 years of my life. Didn't live the perfect life. And then I watched somebody make one decision, give it one more try, and completely change his life and live the most magnificent life of any man that I've ever known. And so I know human beings can change because I watch this stuff happen up close. And the theory in my book is really simple. You were born to do something great with your life. My dad, until he got sober, did not know he was born to do something great. He walked around with a lot of shame. He felt invisible. He didn't think he was qualified to help people, just like thousands of people watching this and the millions who will ultimately watch the replay of it. They think they're disqualified because of a mistake they've made, or they've been average and ordinary all their life, or something they're ashamed of, or their weakness is something they're embarrassed by. They think I'm disqualified. That was my dad. And then my dad made one decision, and here's the truth. You were born to do something great with your life, right? You were. If you're out there in New Guinea, who I just talked to online, you were born to do something great, and it's high time the world started to speak this way to each other, that we loved each other, that we supported each other, and that human beings know they were born for a reason, which is to do something awesome in little ways and big ways with their life, right or wrong. And the theory is this:
you're much closer to your dreams and your visions than you think you are. And it's because you think it's so far away, or because you think you're disqualified or not ready for it, that you perpetually act in accordance with that, and you keep this dream, you keep these visions that far away because you believe it. And it's a lie. It's the adversary getting you to believe it's far away so you'll never get there. And the truth is, your dream, your life, the things you want, you're one decision away. One relationship, one meeting, one event like this, one thought, one emotion from completely changing your life. I've watched my dad do it. I've watched me do it. I've watched a lot of my friends in this room do it. There's a bunch of people online that do it. And those decisions can do something great or something catastrophic. You're one decision away from messing up your life also and ruining other people's lives. And that's what I want to start out with today. This week's been hard for me because I wanted to promote this event because I know we can change the world. At the same time, all of us are aware of what happened in Texas this week. And it's made me emotional all week. I've been torn. Do I continue? And I just know the world needs us right now. If you're online right now, share this with people. Tell them, get online, hear this right now. The world needs some inspiration. It needs some love. It needs to know humanity's still good. It needs to know we can collectively do something awesome in our businesses, our families, our faith, in our communities, in our churches. And this clown, this 18-year-old in Texas this week made one decision that ruined, destroyed so many families' lives. Not just the lives of the children that had their lives taken and their parents, but imagine all these precious children that were so scared in that school. The law enforcement officer who had to respond, the community, any child in the world, any parent in the world right now, we've been affected. He's hurt us. And I want to fix it with one decision. And so I've decided, I hope you're with me on this. I'm going to take all of the proceeds of the book today, and we're going to give it to the victims, the families' victims in Texas, right? And so any of you that get a book or want to go get another one, you probably want to hand a few out. Every single dollar of that is going directly to the families. Directly through an organization called victimsfirst.org. That money goes right to them. And also, I'm going to take all the money from the book and give it to them. The other thing we're going to do, and I hope you'll support this by getting extra books, going on Amazon, buy one more, buy 5 more. And also, I'm going to then match what we raise and double it myself. So I'll give that away. And my dear friend, Jamie Kern-Lima, who many of you saw interview me on my show this week, she heard that I was doing this and she said, I'll match what you give. So now Jamie